This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather Holders. Jeff Goodadam, welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, October 13th, the year 1985, the year of my birth, the St. Louis Cardinals were preparing for Game 3 of the NLCS against the Los Angeles Dodgers when that happened. As you can see with the picture, there's a St. Louis Cardinal down. He's hurt. His name? Vince COleman. Now, Vince COleman, I actually did a birthday boy thing about it last month, but as is, Vince COleman was the speedster that St. Louis needed. The Cardinals were playing whitey ball, basically just going base to base and all that, and using the artificial turf at Busch Stadium, at the time, of course, to lay out doubles and triples and all that. Kansas City was kind of like that, too. But anyhow, the Cardinals were looking good. They had a strong team. They had the veteran Darrell Porter at catcher, Chuck Clark at first base, Tom Herr at second, Ozzie Smith at short, Terry Pendleton at third, and an outfield consisting of Mr. Vince COleman, Lonnie Smith, and I'm blanking on the third. Oh, Eddie Van Slyke, with Tito Landrum, a key fourth outfielder. COleman was brought up after 8 games of the 1985 season had been played, and his speed was huge. He put up 110 stolen bases in 1985. Can you imagine? It's hard to even get to 60 stolen bases in major leagues, which is kind of weird because, you'd be thinking the people getting faster, harder, stronger, they could have it. But it didn't. No, it didn't. But anyway, the Cardinals won the NL East in a tight race with the New York Mets. They were taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers, who actually had an easier road to the LCS than their 3 counterparts, that being St. Louis, Toronto, and Kansas City. Anyway, the Dodgers were veterans. They won the 1981 World Series. They wanted to go back to the LCS and back to respectability. The Cardinals won the 1982 World Series. And it's ironic because those were the last 2 franchises at the time to have a World Series title as a National League team. As 83 Baltimore and 84 Detroit won the title. So it happened. So it was split coming back to St. Louis, and then rain fell. The crew at Busch Stadium, not the current one, the second one, the one that had where McGuire hit number 70. Anywho, they knew that the rain was going to hurt the tarp, so they basically needed to roll the tarp down the lines to protect the field. And strange as it sounds, Vince COleman was playing catch with somebody. I would say Terry Pendleton, but I'm probably wrong. But Vince COleman did not see the turf coming and didn't even hear it, even though it was going 1 mile per hour, and Vince COleman can probably go like 25 miles per hour by feet. Unfortunately, he didn't see it, and then the tarp rolled up on his leg and up towards his knee. They did stop the tarp machine, but it was too late as a microfracture happened in COleman's right knee. Unfortunately for him, this was 1985, and surgeries today would have had them out for 1 or 2 games. But unfortunately for him, that bone outside his kneecap broke. Guess what? He's out for the rest of the playoffs. It's terrible. I mean, you have this rookie phenom who was going to help St. Louis probably win the World Series, if you will, and then they fumbled. But the good news is that the Cardinals did go to the World Series. They did lose to Don Dankinger's blown call in Game 6, which would have gotten them the World Series, and then Game 7 they got blown the fuck out, 11-0 by the Royals. However, the Cardinals won. And also, however, is that Tito Landrum, the guy who came in to replace COleman in the outfield, actually did quite well in the World Series. So yeah, it was funny that St. Louis actually ended up winning the series in 6, the NLCS in 6 over the Dodgers without Vince COleman's help. Although it would take Ozzie Smith's home run in Game 5 to the game that ended it, and then Jack Clark's massive 3-run shot in Game 6. When Lasorda should have just intentionally walked Clark to get to Van Slyke. truth be told, it was really huge. But anyway, yeah. And a side note about Ozzie Smith's home run, as I keep saying in videos, that if the major leagues went with the best of 5 LCS like they did from 1969 to 1984, made a best of 5, not best of 7, not only would the Jays have been to the World Series because they were up 3 games to 1, but Ozzie Smith's home run off of Niederfjord would be one of the greatest home runs ever. It's underrated because, it didn't end the playoff series. But can you imagine if Ozzie Smith's home run ended the NLCS? It would have been one for the ages. But anyway, that didn't happen. So, unfortunately, we'll never know. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Thanks for watching. Adieu.